What happened after you left in 2004, your job?
I got depressed. I didn't see that.
Right.
There was a scandal on Wall Street, and it was in market timing. So basically, the whole concept of being a stock market timer, that industry kind of went away. I would have still been working doing it now if someone had basically broken the law. The attorney general got involved, and pretty much that side of the industry was shut down. There's always someone doing a scam on Wall Street, and someone did it in my niche and kind of killed it. And I didn't have a plan B. I was really good at that one little thing, and I tried to do other stuff. I tried to pivot, didn't work. I spent about $500,000 trying to pivot with buying trading systems, trying to do things a different way, make it a financial planning firm. None of it worked, but what I did realize is at the time, I was making more money trading my own account than running the business. And if you're trading a small amount of money, meaning a couple million, not a couple $100 million, then you could still do market timing. So I thought, I'll just retire and trade my own account and make more than I was making. I mean, still my income drops in half because that side isn't, like I think my trading income was about 55% and then 45 was the company. Okay. So I thought, 55% is still a lot of money and I can do what I do, but that didn't take a lot of time, 15 minutes a day. So I bought a lake about an hour north of Boston and, all my friends were working. I'd wake up in the morning with nothing to do and it never occurred to me to get another job because I didn't need it. I thought, I have the American dream, I'll go travel. And, you go travel and a lot of people are retired and married and they just are by themselves. They're not interested in meeting this single person traveling around the world. So I would have dinner by myself. Then I started having dinner at the bar at the hotels I was at. And I just kind of felt like this homeless person wandering around. So after a year of that, I stopped because I didn't like it. And then I got really depressed. Went to the doctor, went through 24 different drugs. None of them worked, gained a lot of weight. What I didn't realize was I'd lost my meaning and purpose.
Okay.
And I was just kind of floating around. And the only person who ever diagnosed me right was my mother. And she said, you need a job. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't need the money. And she's like, don't do it for the money. And that's how I became a professor.
You went to UPenn? That's when you realized and you went to UPenn?
No, what I did was I went to Harvard and because there was a class called positive psychology, which I'd never heard of before. And it was all about flourishing and well-being. And I thought, I've tried every drug on the face of the earth, been to every therapist, nothing's working. I'll just try something else. And I was trying Reiki, acupuncture, yoga. And everything was mildly effective, but I was spending the entire day just to keep my head above water. And I needed something more effective. So when I took the positive psychology class at Harvard, I ended up being lucky. It was the largest class they ever had, 1,200 students.
Wow.
Yeah, in their whole 500-year history, they never had that many. And that class was amazing. And it snapped me out of it. And it was like, you need to work at something that you love. And that's it. Doesn't matter what it is or the money part of it. And so I did a couple of businesses that were sort of around positive psychology. So I ended up making the first food company in the United States to help people with anxiety and depression. So it was basically based on orthomolecular medicine, food for medicinal function. Okay. So I went to nutritional school. That kept me busy. Then I moved to Germany, went to baking school to learn how to be a commercial baker. Came back. We got carried by Whole Foods. And then a couple years into it, I realized it's a lot of work for a small margin compared to finance. So I got bought out about 5 years into that. But to get ready to do that company, I took the entrepreneurship and innovation class at Harvard 15 years ago as a student. And the professor came to me and said, you're the most promising startup we've ever had. And he'd been doing it 25 years. He goes, would you make a board and put me on it? And I was like, how do you make a board? And then I was nervous about getting depressed again when the class ended. So I said, can I take the class again? And he said, no, because you need to make another new company. And I wanted to work this one. And I told him the truth. I said, if I don't have structure, I'm going to procrastinate. And I need something. And he said, well, you can be the grader. So I started grading homework. And I got bored with that in the first semester. And then I started to look at the class the way you'd look at a startup. So I looked at the students as if they were customers. And I was looking for gaps, like what were the gaps that we had where we're not serving the customer right? And you had to make a team to do a company, but it was a night class. So people come in at the last minute and they leave right away because they have families and things to do, it's late. And they started picking teams based on geography, meaning you're sitting to my left, you're sitting to my right, let's make a team.
Okay.
And it was a horrible way to do it. And I said, let me teach Saturday classes where I can teach them how to make teams and how to get along with teams. And so then as I became the teaching assistant, we were doing A/B testing like an experiment. And I said, I'm not going to tell you who comes to my Saturday classes, but if I'm doing a good job, you should notice on final pitch day who's doing better. And everyone that came to my Saturday classes got A's, and the people that didn't got B's.
Okay.
And that was when he asked me to be on the teaching team. And that's how I became a professor. So I've been a professor at Harvard for 15 years. And then Holt heard about me, and I've been with Holt for about 6 or 7 years.